What's going on, YouTube? Let's talk about in 2026 or whenever you see this video, how to protect a rental investment and how to navigate it. Now, at the end of the day, whether the market is stably growing or it's crashing, how to protect your rental property.
Off the porch and decides it's your fault and sues you, they have to sue the owner of the house, which is the LLC. And if they were to win, they can take what that LLC owns, but nothing else. So your other assets, like your personal residence, are then protected.
This is 100% true.
Now, there's things like you can do as advanced screening technologies and significant new legislation that helps it. Now, let's go into how to mitigate the eviction risk. Now, if you don't know about, I own a few rental properties and I dealt with evictions all the way from start to finish to Airbnb. I dealt with squatters. There's all different things I had to deal with while owning this properties. And at the end of the day,
he explained to me that his wife was the one who worked, so all the income ran through her bank account. His credit was really bad. Her credit was bad. But I just figured, you know what? They seem like nice people, so I rented to them. After about a year, give or take, the property's value had gone up, and I wanted to do a cash out refinance. And so I had to have an appraiser go by the property, and the guy won't let him in the garage. He's like, well, you know, I'm growing roses in the garage. I don't want them to get the wrong idea. And I'm like, is it weed? And he's like, yeah, it's weed. But
I'm trying to help you out. So these are the things I learned, and especially while doing eviction and learning about how to screen your tenants and how to mitigate eviction risk is the first thing we need to talk about, and leverage 2026 legal reform. Now, in state of Texas, where I'm at, they did a Senate Bill 30 or Senate Bill 38. This effect January 1st, 2026 has streamlined evictions by limiting tenant counterclaim during possession or possession hearing and accelerate timeline for service and appeal, which means it makes it easier. So in the state of Texas, they made it easier to evict your tenant. And the second thing to mitigate eviction risk is adopting holistic tenant screening, meaning move beyond a simple credit score. In 2026, you need to have a standard, prioritized, verified identity and income at the source to counter sophisticated application fraud. Now, I've seen all types of application and people try to fraud the system. And this happened to me one time whenever I let someone in because everything looked good to go. But then I found out that the people I was calling to screen this person were actually his friends and family, saying he was a good tenant. He was a habitual squatter. And it was a pain to deal with this. Luckily, I found ways to get around it and get them out early enough, but you don't want to fall for this. And the third thing for mitigation eviction risk you want to do is strict lease compliance. Know what your lease stands for. Ensure that the lease you have is updated for 2026 compliance to avoid unforeseen clauses. Now, I am very strict. If it's in the contract, it is there for your safety and my safety as a owner. So if you are late on payment and it says at the 10th day, you'll charge them a late fee. That means you charge them a late fee. You can't get around that. You have to be strict with it because at the end of the day, you don't want tenants to walk all over you. Now you understand the mitigation eviction risk. Let's move into preventing vacancy loss. Now, here's the thing. Prioritize residential experience. High quality tenant retention is the primary profit. Now,
So, for example, if you're vending out to a third-party property manager, which is also an expense, or you have a staff, which is also an expense, you might want to take a look at, in the short term or even the long term, can I do this myself, or can I replace them out for someone for less money? When a property has high vacancy, you also have high marketing costs because you're spending money to try to attract tenants to fill up your vacancies. When you have high vacancies, you also have high maintenance and turnover costs because it costs money to paint units, clean units, put new flooring in, and do all the repairs that you need to attract those new tenants.
Modern tenants favor work optimization, like features such as high-speed internet, quiet office nook, and lack of these will cause a issue for your tenant. If you bought a place that do not have high-speed internet, they might not be sticking around long. If you have a place that has a quiet little office area where they can work remotely, they're more likely to stay longer. And these are things, whenever you buy your properties, that's when you start noticing, okay, if I want to keep my tenants, I need these items here. And this is what I learned. The second thing, if you want to prevent vacancy loss, is dynamic market pricing. Now, use real-time data rather than historical average to set rental. Overpricing a renter will cause them to leave. And this will lead to long extended vacancy, while underprice will cover the rising 2026. So one of the things I do is I don't raise rental prices. You come in, let's say you pay $2,000 a month, and I tell my tenants, as long as you're here, I will not raise your lease prices unless the insurance dramatically rise or the taxes in the area, and I just need to cover that. I'm okay with breaking even, but I let them know, unless the taxes in the area or the insurance go up by 10, 15%, I am not going to raise the rent. And this is how I keep my tenants a longer time. And the third thing, if you want to prevent vacancy loss, is accelerate maintenance. Now, proper dress for small repairs will keep your tenants longer because they know you are going to be a great landlord. And here's the thing, whenever in 2026, if you are one of those people that have a property and you take forever to do repair, you take forever to do anything, they're more likely gonna leave. And if you want to prevent the vacancy, you can't really raise rent that much. You can't accelerate. You can't be slow on your maintenance, and you cannot exclude the area that you are having your rental property in. If you're in the ghettos, you're probably going to be looking around high turnaround time due to they're there for a limited time because it was the cheapest and that's what they could get at the time. But once they could upgrade it, they're going to move. And this is the thing you have to worry. Now, here's the big thing I tell people, and it's the financial safety net. This is where you have to worry about losing your property. Maybe you did everything right, but you have a vacancy for 12 months. And this is where this next part will help you. Adequate cash reserves. For me, I maintain an emergency fund covering about 3 to 6 months of total expenses per property to weather unexpected non-payment. So I have 4 properties. If I have 3 months of all the expenses for it, if I was living there, so $2,000 per house, that's $6,000. Times that by 4, I will have $24,000 in account on the low end at any given time for the properties, for vacancies, for repairs. And if I know that this property takes longer to rent out, I put it up to 6 months. And this is what you have to do. I know too many owners will live paycheck to paycheck for that rental property. And that's just not how it's going to work. It's not going to work well. At the end of the day, renters will be late, renters will get behind, and you will have to evict people. So you need to have a cash reserve that is safe. I lean more toward the 6 months mark, so you can have more money so you can have a less stressful environment. Now, number 2 is get specific landlord insurance for financial safety net. And this ensure the policy include loss of rental. So fair market value, they'll give you it to cover it, which compensate rent cover from like fires or storms for the property makes it uninhabitable. So make sure you understand getting proper insurance is a must. And this is why I tell people I got an argument with people online to make sure if you're renting out a property, you have the proper insurance. And they're like, oh, it's a waste of money. Well, what happens if something happens? It's cheaper to pay that monthly than you get a unexpected flood, and then you have to raise your house. It's 18 inches off the ground. And now guess what? You're out of all that rental income, and you still had to pay for all those repairs. So you need to be safe, and one of the best way to be financially safe is to have insurance. And the third thing for financial safety net, if you're not doing it yourself, a professional management team that utilize a proper manager that can reduce your risk. Now, here's the thing I gotta tell you. If you don't vet your managers, you're gonna put yourself in the worst situation because they're gonna end up screwing you over. And it's not indicative. So they could find a higher repairs. They could ask your cousin to fix it. They could make up fake repairs. All this stuff I've seen happen for people who own rental properties. So those are the things you need to watch out for. So in 2026, or whenever you see this video, if you want your rental investment and have a proper plan for everything, make sure you understand all these things and like and subscribe to my video. And that's all I got for you.